Hello, and good evening. This is the 99th night on our Minecraft Forever world, and I wanted to share this with you before it becomes our 100th day, and also before I get murdered by mobs out here. There's been some progress since the last episode. As you can see, maybe not, it's a little bit dark, but the tower, Noel's tower, has been expanded. We've put a side portal here on the tower, and we've got some vines and some new blocks and stuff like that. But we've got a wonderful evening here. We've got some nice music playing in the background. We have an increased render distance as well, which is lovely. From I think 24 up to 28 now, so a little bit further. And yeah, before I move into my 100th day on our Forever world, I wanted to bring you guys in on it. So we'll walk up here. We'll keep going all the way up to the top just to show you briefly the updates. So, some changes up here. Nice lookout post. We can get into that later as well. But for now, we will rest our heads and settle into our 100th day. So, since our last episode, besides improving the tower, I made a quick expedition to the jungle, which isn't far from here. It's actually basically a straight shot, and I found some bamboo. Just because building that tower without bamboo was very difficult, especially getting under to do the kind of corners and stuff. So I went and got some bamboo, made some scaffolding, and that helped me immensely when building the house. We expanded our bees, so I think in the last episode there was maybe only one beehive here, and it maybe only had one bee in it. We've worked on that a little bit to expand our apiary, which is going quite well. I think it looks quite nice, with everything in the background there. And that's really it. There hasn't been a huge amount of work done, just a lot of maintenance tasks like chopping down wood, mining for the deep slate and stuff like that. But yeah, I just wanted to bring you guys up to speed because there has been a bit of a jump from day 100 to now. So, here we are. I said we would discuss the updates to the tower briefly enough, just to show you guys the kind of philosophy. So, we've got different kinds of deep slate here. We've got bricks and just, square, or, the kind of standard polished. We're using half slabs here as part of our essentials add-on to get this kind of effect, because you would lose this gap here if it was a full block, right? You wouldn't get this half gap here to shoot out of. The vibe I'm going for with this tower is, it's a lookout. First and foremost, it's a lookout, it's a beacon. So I think on the upper floor, this isn't finished obviously. On the upper floor, we might do another maybe ladder or staircase and put essentially a lighthouse. We'll build a fire, like the Gondorian beacons that Mary lights in the films. The beacons are lit, Gondor calls for aid. Up on this floor above us, we will have a great fire to signify to ships where we are, essentially. But first and foremost, it's a lookout, and that's why I've gone with this vibe. So these are just normal Minecraft walls that transition into a half slab. So you've got your essentials half slab here, into a wall. You've got that kind of W shape, if you get what I'm saying, or some people call it an L, into another half slab. And then from that, straight down, 2 walls. And it gives you this kind of pillared effect that I feel is reflective of Rivendell. Lord Elrond's last homely house. This kind of circular arched design. So what I'm going to try and do as best as I can, without falling down the stairs, is put an arch on this using a similar design concept here. Try and get a kind of peaked, a gothic arch, if you like, up here, and basically taper this roof in, just so it's not a straight up tower roof. It's a peaked, almost like a witch's hat, with similar kind of architecture to this. And we can look out, we can shoot out as needed. But primarily, it's a beacon, and eventually we will develop this area. So what I'm thinking of doing is building a dock here, or a harbour, and then maybe have a canal running through here to connect the harbour to, if we can get a good angle on it, to our lake here. So from the ocean trade lines where you might have corsairs or caravels, into a canal where you'll have, longboats into the city to supply the city with goods, feeding into the whole kind of dwarven / elven kingdom. So that's the idea anyway, and that will take time. Of course it will. I've only just gotten iron armor. It's part of my expedition to the jungle. I made some iron armor. The gold helmet's about to go, so I made a copper one purely just to save on iron, really. And my inventory's a state as well, so we'll need to fix that. But I suppose in terms of building, I don't have an agenda for this evening. Since last playing Minecraft, I haven't really thought about the Forever World and right, what do I want to do now? I have scaffold, and what's next? So I think while I sort out my inventory, I'll have a think about that in terms of what are we going to do? What's our next step? But I do have something I'd like to talk about, and it ties in a little bit with Halloween, so stay tuned to see what that is. Okay, so something that has been bothering me is that we have tons of projects, and a lot of them are, unfinished or in work in progress. So I want to try get something done, and I'm playing around with this roof where I want it to be almost structurally representative. So because it's off the side of this tower and it's supported underneath here by these beams, there's only so much weight we can put on it. So this is essentially, if in real life, if this were a real structure, this is a pivot point. So it's what's called a cantilever. So the room, we'll say, is fastened to this tower here along this line. This is where it's structurally supported, and almost like if you were to hold up a hose, it wants to flop, it wants to fall down here in this area. So to stop it from falling down in this corner, like almost like a trap door, if you think this is where the hinges are, this wants to slap down. So we've given it support here to keep it upright, but these supports are spindly and weak, and that's the way I want them to look. I want them to look kind of spindly and kind of higgledy-piggledy a little bit. I don't want these big, thick pillars holding this thing up. But because of that, this room has to be light. So yeah, it has a stone floor, but that's for support. It's this beam here that connects to the tower. But then everything on top of that needs to be light. And that's why the roof is made out of wood rather than, like, up here, it's solid stone, So medieval buildings would have been built like this as well, where the lower floors of medieval buildings would have been brick, and they would have had super thick walls, and then as they increased in height, they had to be made of timber, basically so they didn't collapse or fall over. And that's the kind of vibe I'm going for here. But, that being said, I do want to have a kind of stone roof, or a slate roof, and the roofs in the furniture add-on are absolutely perfect and exactly what I want. But I haven't added that yet, and I also don't know how resource heavy those roofs are. So for now, as a temporary solution, we're going to use these half slabs and stairs to kind of create the slate effect without getting rid of the wood. I don't want to cover this wood up. I want there to be accents, conflicting accents. So stripped logs, bricks, logs, planks down here, I want there to be different tones and textures. So we'll see how this looks. I'm not mad on it. I tried it with a half slab and then a horizontal slab or a normal slab here. Hated it, so that's why I've gone with the stairs. So we'll see how this looks. If it's no good, we'll be changing it anyway. But I just want to get one room done because I feel like, you know, as I said, we've a million projects in this world and none of them are getting enough attention. So let's just close one. Let's just close one action off, you know? Oh, you're really gonna do this to me. Let's see if this helps. There we go. We don't care too much about detail. So again, breaking up the patterns, bricks, you know, with the polished, just to give a bit of texture here. But back here in this corner, we don't really care. So we'll use, we've more polished than bricks for now, so we'll just use the polished ones. Come in here, hopefully this works. Nope. And I can't do that. I will just take this whole wall out for now. I should have brought a crafting table up with me as well, but oh well, we're here now. Put this back in. I can. I'm trapped. Ooh, I thought we were gone there, lads, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was it. I thought it was all over. Cover this up. Nice and tidy. There probably should be a stairs going in here. We'll finish this side first, see if we have any stairs left over, and then put it in there just for symmetry's sake. So, looks a bit goofy, right? I think we're gonna have to do half slabs here to bring the taper down. But we'll also, before we do that, we'll have a quick look and see how we're getting on. So there should be a stair in there, in that corner, and then another log. I think that's what's throwing me off, is that half slab there. See, because I've gone for the... It's not just one up. You know, it's... Here it's one up and across. This is two. There's a jump here. And that's what's making it look so funky. What would make it a lot easier as well is if we didn't have this bit jutting out. If it was just that wall. On the right hand side, not this left hand side bit. Because then it would be symmetrical. But we have this to contend with now, so it's making it a little bit awkward. I don't have enough slabs, so go and sort that out. Grab some logs while we're here. There is an add-on where you can get a portable crafting table. It may very well be in the Essentials add-on, because I could use a crafting table like up on the side of a building when I'm building, you know, it'd be very handy. So get up here. Oh. Get a log here. Bang, bang. I'm assuming it looks symmetrical on this side, so we've two there. Missing one on this side, I believe. Just the nature of the tower. So by right, you should be gone. You should be there like that. If we any more stairs, we do indeed. Perfect. So it should be like this. Stair and a stair. And we half slab like that. Over the top. We've got stair, wood, half slab. Stair, wood, half slab. Yep, correct. We will need to light this up or put slabs on it because, don't you know, someone will spawn up here and be causing us awful hassle when we try to sleep. So, to accommodate this jutting out, we'll put that lad there. Oh no! Oh, that was very close. And then the treacherous thorn bush as well. Unbelievable, lads. That was almost it. Right. Since we're down here now, maybe it was a sign to go to sleep. So I'll talk to you guys in the morning. Okay, so I'm not too mad about the top into the half slabs and the stairs anymore. I would like it to be more gradual, but it's not the worst. What I could do maybe is put stairs there and then put half slabs on it to transition into the logs. But I feel that would make it look too thick on top. What I don't like is this big step down here. So the stairs down into the half slab. I think I'm gonna have to put the half slab up. So it's on the lower half here. It's gonna have to go onto the upper half. To make it look like a more smooth transition. So we'll give that a lash now, see how it looks. I'm pressing shift to run. I've been playing Battlefield. I got Battlefield 6. And, you know, to sprint in Battlefield, it's hold down shift or toggle shift. And obviously it's the opposite in this. So I'm trying to sprint and I'm crouching instead. So that's why I did that, it's because of that gap, fortunately. Not a whole lot I can do about it right now. Try not to lose any slabs in the process. Not going our way tonight, lads. It's not going our way tonight. So how are we looking? I only have one slab left, of course. And I'm on dead. Oh my god. I'm actually devastated. Oh, I'm actually gutted, lads. I thought it would be a more kind of comedic thing. Like, it would be more glorious and heroic than that. But that was purely my own ignorance and my own silliness and laziness, to be honest with you. I got the scaffolding so that wouldn't happen, you know? That's very frustrating. Like, if we were on hardcore now, that would be gone. Like, our world would just be gone. Just a silly mistake. But look, it's no big deal, I suppose. We were always gonna die. That's why the world isn't hardcore. Yeah, that's disappointing. I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling this roof at all. I'm frustrated with it. I don't like it. I'm kind of forcing a square shape into a round hole, you know. I do not like it. And it's ended up with me falling and dying. I survived the fall as well. I was on half a heart, like, and then I walked into those stupid bushes. Just in a panic, I pressed W, didn't think, walked straight into the bush. Now I'm after losing all our levels. I do think I am going to take out this wall here. I think it's causing me such hassle for no need. I can get rid of those vertical slabs, and then the thing looks prettier and the room is smaller, which is the vibe I'm going for, you know? So, I'm not going to record that just because it'll take some time. But, yeah, join me back in a few, and we'll have this room updated and fixed. So, I crashed out offline. As soon as I stopped recording, I broke my key. No, I'm only joking. I genuinely am gutted. I contemplated like scrapping this whole video, starting again, pretending it didn't happen. I was like, oh, but how's that gonna work? I've overwritten the save. It got to the point where I thought about like reverting the save and going back to a previous version of the game. But that is dishonest. It's not what happened. It's not real. It's you know. So I've decided to keep it and accept it and make my peace with it. But honestly, I can feel it in my belly. Like, I'm actually gutted that we died in such a silly way. But at least I caught it on camera, because that's something I wanted. I wanted my first death to be recorded. But I am gutted, like, but on the bright side of things, on the more positive side of things, this looks much better to me, straight away. I played around with the supports a little bit. They're less prominent now. They blend in very much with the background here, so I might change the color of them. I might even do like pipes or something, with the furniture mod. But much happier with this little room off the side of the tower. So we'll go upstairs now and we'll fix the inside, before going to sleep. So at the start of the video, I mentioned I have a topic that I want to talk about. I think it's, and well, to me it's cool. Maybe to you guys, it's not at all. But I find it quite interesting. I don't know. And I thought, I was driving to work and I thought about it, and I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna write this down and I'm gonna talk about it in my Minecraft series, because I haven't had a lot to talk about recently. And you know, I want to have actual topics to discuss rather than just talking. Like when we were building the roof, I'm gonna jump over here, 1, 2, 3. Jump over here, 1, 2, 3. It's really boring and tedious, and it's like, that's just me counting in my head to make sure the build is symmetrical. It's not, you know, it's not really a discussion or anything like that. So, that being said, I think it's a cool topic, and I don't want to waste it on this video. To be quite honest with you, I've done a lot of recording today, with Orla in our Stardew Valley series, and I'm obviously a little bit tired from it. I wanted to play Battlefield tonight, and it needs an update. I think Season 1 has been released, so the game is updating. Unfortunately, because of my internet, it takes, like, it's the estimated time is a day. It's literally a day and 9 hours to download 40 gigs. So it's like, right, sack that. I'll play some Minecraft. But because it was the 100th day, I didn't want to play without recording. Because as I said, I wanted to tick that first day over with you guys. As a milestone. As, you know, it's almost like a little celebration. And in doing so, I made a balls of it and I died. As I said, I'm forcing this episode a little bit, so I'm gonna save the topic for another day. Another episode. It involves fireworks. The idea of fireworks, yes, but in total, explosions. That's the topic I want to discuss. It is the 29th of October, Halloween, right around the corner, and we, at least in Ireland, we have an obsession with fireworks. I think across the world, but I can only speak for Ireland, or at least my corner of Ireland. There's a big push for fireworks. And there always kind of has been. Like, even when I was maybe 15, younger even, like the older lads would be getting fireworks and we would hear about it, you know? But there has always been a push for fireworks. And I want to talk about that. It's this idea of firepower and how humans almost enjoy explosions. We have a fascination with things that blow up, things that are loud, and I have a theory that it ties in with our obsession with lightning and electricity. So without giving the whole game away, I suppose I'm kind of telling you the whole story now as I'm talking about it. But that's the topic. I hate this. What am I doing wrong here, lads? I'm literally on the cusp of greatness, and I just can't put this together in my head. Alright, we're gonna sack this. I sack that. We're going to get more stairs. We're going to have a stair there, stair there, stair there, stair there, half slab, there, there, and we're going to have 2 slits instead of 1. Similar to this design, but 2 big slits. And sack the stripped logs, because it's just not working for me and I'm getting frustrated. But yeah, hopefully in the next episode we will talk about lightning and explosions and how that ties into ancient mythology, like Zeus and Thor, you know, the god of lightning, the god of thunder. Zeus with his lightning bolt from Mount Olympus, and that fascination that humans have with lightning and electricity in particular, because that's what lightning is, right? Oh, I forgot what I was doing, lads. Stairs and slabs, and we'll finish up, because I feel like I'm struggling. I don't know if it's coming through the video to ye, but I'm hanging on for dear life here. We can blame it on EA and the Battlefield devs. None of this would have happened if Season 1 hadn't been released. If I was in a chopper, you know, strafing someone, none of this would have happened. But look, we're here now. No, I absolutely hate that. Stripped logs here. Oh, it's so close. It's so close. What if we reverse this? Right, bang. Bang, and you get a funky looking window. No, that's not right either. What have I done wrong there? Oh, I see. I see. I didn't invert it the other way. The game's just mocking me now, lads. That stair just flew out the window as well. Break that. Put that there. Take this, put that there, and we've got a funky little window. How do we feel about that? I kind of hate it. I think the stripped log needs to go in there. And I don't have any more stripped logs, because I'm using this one. Let's just see for now. Because by right, that should be spruce all the way up. That there. Nah, it's just not happening, is it, boys? Okay, for the sake of my sanity, I'm gonna leave it here, folks. Well, I won't put myself down, right? I was gonna say another disappointing episode on the Minecraft River World, but that's there's no need for that. Do you know what I mean? There's no need for that kind of talk. Disappointing. No, someone might enjoy this episode, and I got something done. You know, we finished the roof, and got it to a place that I'm happy with. I'm just letting this death down here affect me a little bit this evening, so I will finish up here. But you know, more positive chat. It's not a disappointing episode. It's an episode that didn't go our way. There will be more, and they will be better. So until next time, folks. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back soon with Minecraft. And yeah, I'll see you then. Thank you very much for listening. We're back, baby. We're back. I was getting very up in my feels there, and I was letting my mood come through. Literally 2 minutes later, I found something that I like. Planks on the inside to match the stair and the slab. Stripped logs to match this stripped logs. Stripped logs to keep the theme. Stripped logs, see the theme here, you know, spruce, stripped, stripped, spruce, stripped. Keeping that theme tied in across the 3 walls. Planks on planks. Planks on planks. Stairs. So the vibe of the room is maintained. I do not like them, but I think I'll give myself a break. It's definitely not the worst. And yeah, we'll finish on a high. I was giving up there, really. I am tired, lads. I am tired. And it's coming through. It's bleeding into the video, and I don't want that, you know. If I'm not in the mood to record, I shouldn't record because the quality goes down. So look, I wanted to tune back in with you, finish with a bit more oomph, a bit more tempo, a bit more positivity. This room is finished now, essentially. We will, I think, compensate for this. Have I anything handy just to show you? I don't. But I think... Or hold on. Oh, it won't stay up there though. Right, let's try. Let's just try something. Bang. This works, lads. Ah, yeah, but it's so yellow. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. It's just the scaffolding is so yellow against the stripped oak. But I'm not mad at that, really. But we can do better. We can do better, and that's something for the next episode. Fences, hay, something to give the room just a little bit more. Because I feel like this is... It's just not right. The logs transitioning into the bricks there. So we'll fix that in the next episode. So yeah, finish on a high, finish strong, head up, chin up. I'm definitely gonna go and get some sleep in the game and in real life. But as the moon rises on a day, well, technically night 104, we move onwards with a skip in our step. So once again, thank you very much for listening. Thank you for holding out. If you're still here, thank you for holding out. It means a lot. And I'll catch you in the next one, folks. Bye for now.